Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning to all of you. Today is the most awaited day of the year, the Questa 2021-22 Grand Finale. Let us invoke the blessings of the Almighty before we proceed with the events of the day.
ओंकार स्वरूपा एकदन्ता ओंकार स्वरूपा एकदन्ता श्रीलम्बोदर विनायका देव ओंकार स्वरूपा एकदन्ता श्रीलम्बोदर विनायका देव ओंकार स्वरूप एकदन्ता विघ्ननाशने विघ्ननिवारक विघ्ननाशने विघ्ननिवारक विघ्नेश्वर जय विघ्नाधिपते विघ्नेश्वर जय विघ्नाधिपते ओंकार स्वरूप एकदन्ता श्रीलम्बोदर विनायका देव ओंकार स्वरूप एकदन्ता
On behalf of the PSBB Learning Leadership Academy family, I, Ahana Rao, extend a warm and hearty welcome to each one of you watching Questa 2022 this morning. Let us start this most awaited day of the year with the divine blessings of our beloved Dr. Mrs. YGP ma'am. Today is the day of Questa Season 7 Finals. Though second year in a row Questa has gone online, the spirit of Questa has been untouched by the pandemic. As always, all of us are waiting with bated breath and pounding hearts to witness the finals. Friends, before we start today's program, let us welcome all our guests and dignitaries present to witness the finals today. I extend a warm and hearty welcome to our chief guest for the day, Mrs. K.S. Jyoti, Principal of the Samhita Academy, who has graciously accepted our invitation despite her busy schedule. Mrs. Jyoti, an alumni of Miranda House, is a passionate academician with an experience of over 2 decades in the rapidly changing landscape in the field of education. Her experience with schools spans over various roles: a teacher, an instructional leader, vice principal, and now principal. She has been with the school since 2010. Her contribution in shaping the path that the Samhita Academy is on in its endeavor to provide meaningful education is a commitment she has taken on from day one. Her firm belief that we are in the best of times to make an impact in shaping the future of this country and the world at large has seen her steer the team constantly in the direction of change in alignment with the philosophy of the school. Ma'am strongly believes that learning of academic concepts is a very small part of learning at school. The experiences provided by the school are the tools that stimulate learning and honing of skills that are a must for being a happy, content, and contributing member of the society as an adult. We welcome you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege to be part of this mega online event, Questa 21-22, being hosted by PSBB LLA. I consider myself very fortunate for being invited by the very dynamic principal, Ms. Mahalakshmi Kumar. Our relationship as schools, the Samhita Academy and PSBB LLA, spans over a decade. And this relationship has been beautifully maintained by both the schools. We at Samhita, we have always been in awe of and looked up to all the events that are conducted by PSBB LLA for the sheer grandeur with which it is conducted and the commitment and dedication that is exhibited at all times. And this, I'm sure, is one of them. Besides being a mega event, I would say that This kind of an online event is also a testimonial to the resilience that we, the teaching community, have shown. The last 2 years have been extremely difficult for the entire humankind, not just us, and literally brought everyone to their knees. But look at how the teaching community, along with the students and parent support, made the best use of the opportunities available, took the challenges head on, and made things happen, ensured that learning continues and doesn't come to a halt. Congratulations to PSBB LLA for hosting this event despite all the challenges that are there today. I personally am a big fan of quizzing from the times of, I would say, Doordarshan, the quizmaster Siddharth Basu, to Derek O'Brien, and today, the most sought after quizmaster, Mr. Giri Balasubramaniam, hosting this event. Looking forward to all the adrenaline rush, the excitement, and the very fact that what makes quizzing different is not just the knowledge, but also the presence of mind that gets tested here. I wish all the participants all the very best, the organizers all the very best, and also the audience. I'm sure it's going to be a very meaningful learning experience for all of you. Looking forward to this event, congratulating in advance for the success that I'm sure that this event will see, and wishing all of you a very healthy, happy new year. Thank you.
I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Shantanu Prakash, Managing Trustee, Educom Solutions, Mrs. Sheila Rajendra, Dean, Director and Correspondent of PSBB Group of Schools, Chennai, Mr. Abhinav Dhar, Chairman, Learning Leadership Foundation, and Mrs. Kulkirti of Learning Leadership Foundation. I cordially welcome all the principals, teachers and contestants from the PSBB Millennium Schools, OMR, Kadalur, Coimbatore, Girigambakam and Namma Bengaluru. I extend an enthusiastic welcome to all the spectators watching this broadcast today. I take the privilege in welcoming Mr. YG Rajendra, Executive Trustee, PSBB Group of Schools, Chennai, whom we fondly call YGR Sir. Questa is his own unique creation. His encouragement and support have made the quizzing fervor reach its peak. A warm welcome to you again, sir. A quiz master par excellence with a tremendous amount of skill and expertise, popularly known as Pig Brain. He is also the co-founder of Grey Caps, Asia's largest on-stage quizzing and knowledge services company. He is a popular figure on national television channels in India, hosting quizzes every weekend. He is also the mind behind the Global Awareness Program, GAP, one of India's first focused and structured knowledge enhancement programs for school children. Despite his busy schedule, he marks his calendar for the PSBB LLA's Questa every year, and we are forever grateful to have him with us. We extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Now, let us begin the much awaited event with the Questa 2022 Junior Finals. The stage is all yours, sir.
Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Pig Brain.
Thank you, students, for that lovely introduction. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you at the Padma Seshadri group of institutions from me, Pig Brain. Well, let's start with a very happy, safe and prosperous year ahead for all of us. And all of us certainly require it as we are hopefully coming towards what one is now calling an endemic after a pandemic. But at the end of the day, one thing we need to remember is the learning process has really not stopped. And I think we need to congratulate our schools, our teachers, our educators for ensuring that the school buildings may have been closed, but the learning process has not stopped. Even extracurricular activities like Questa did not stop in the last 2 years, which is a remarkable reflection of how schools adapted to a situation that no one perhaps could foresee. So it's really wonderful that we are in the second digital edition of Questa. Well, the pioneering part of all these in school quizzing actually was another quiz which is related to your group of institutions, which was the Dr. YGP Memorial Quiz Competition, which of course is a pan-India contest, unlike this one, which is only for your group schools. That quiz really paved the way for us to create these digital forays. But as we enter 2022, we're trying another small innovation with Questa this year. We're going into team-based quizzing for the first time, and we're trying to see how it's going to work out. Since it is safe enough for these high school kids and middle school kids to come into school or to a location to at least be with just each other for a period of 20 minutes or so, we're trying that experiment to get 2 of them to start taking part together as a team. Before I move on and introduce our 5 contestants here today from the 5 different PSBB schools across, well, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, it is really my pleasure that this movement continues. I want to appreciate the commitment of the management, the principal, the teachers, all of them for their continued patronage of Questa. For the moment, let's take a look at the finalists before I explain the rules of this contest to you. Qualifying in our junior final, which is what you are going to witness right now, and these are young kids, some of them probably in their first big quiz final. First up with us from the lovely, comfortable city of Coimbatore, representing PSBB's Millennium School from there, Saraj and Saratraj. Welcome to you. Neighboring them as our second finalist here today from Kadalur, we have with us Hasina Rani and Madan. Welcome to you both. As our third finalist here today, qualifying into this lovely junior final, representing the Gerugambakam School, Sanjita and Nishant. Neighboring Gerugambakam from the PSBB at OMR in Chennai, Ashwin and Yudish. Completing our lineup from Bengaluru, representing the PSBB LLA from there, Vineet and Shurat. Welcome to you. All young happy faces to be part of this quiz. It's really nice to see them all back as a team at Questa. A journey that was really started to create a sort of a culture of excellence within the PSBB group of schools. It was through discussions that we were having with the principal of PSBB LLA at Bengaluru when this whole movement started. It led in many ways to the creation of the YGP Memorial Quiz as a tribute to a great educator and an inspiration for all of us in the field of education, Dr. YGP ma'am. But for the moment here today, we've seen our 5 contestants, the rules of the game. All questions will be on the buzzer. I've got 5 rounds of quizzing lined up for you. 50, the value of a right answer. 5 seconds, the window of opportunity for you to answer a question. So if we are ready and good to play Questa, all hands on the buzzer. May the best among you win this contest as we pick action on the first frontier of our battle, a tribute to the previous year, the year that was. Here it comes. All right, so it's a tradition that we have followed at this quiz because normally this is the first quiz that we do as Grey Caps Knowledge Tribe every year, and therefore it's a beautiful time to take stock of what happened in the previous year. since we do this in the month of January and normally early January. So 2021, as a recap, I've got 4 questions lined up for you. Remember, hands on the buzzer, 5 seconds of time. If you know it, you press the buzzer. And ideally, you would wait for my question, because there could be some additional information that I would give you about the visuals that flash on your screen. Starting with the first question on your screens for the year that was 2021. Here it is. 2 great people. Is someone going on the buzzer? No one on the buzzer. In the news in 2021. Maria Reza, Dmitry Muratov. Why were these 2 in the news in 2021? Is someone trying for it? They're having a quick discussion. Someone's on the buzzer. Nobody's on the buzzer. Oh, big news. Someone's going. Bengaluru it is. Yes, Bangalore.
These 2 are Nobel laureates this year.
Many Nobels.
Okay, they're in the field of physics.
Okay. I'm going to be liberal with you. Nobel is still a good answer at your age. They get the first 50. It's the Nobel Peace Prize, which went to these 2 people for their efforts to safeguard freedom of expression in this world. I'm not going to penalize you on that. You still get a 50 because Nobel was good enough for me. And the first 50 going to Bengaluru. As we go to the next one, on your screen, the year that was. Remember, it's all 2021. On screen now. The world sometimes celebrates the loss of a great personality. This was one great advocate of peace, a great messenger in this world that moved on in 2021. Who is this great leader from Africa? Everyone knows Nelson Mandela. Here is one more great man from that continent. Nobody going for it. 5 seconds of time lapsing on that one. The answer that I was looking for was Desmond Tutu. Look at that expression. Yes, that is Desmond Tutu. As we go to the third one onto your screen, hands on the buzzer, and question on your screen now. This officer from the Armed Forces of India, Bengaluru.
This is Neeraj Chopra before he took up athletics.
Absolutely well played on that one. He gets a phenomenal 50 on that answer. An army officer in his uniform, but India knows him today as the golden boy with a javelin in his hand. And well answered, Bengaluru. They move to 100. The others will have to start picking up quickly as we go to the final question on your screen in the first frontier, as we look back at 2021 with this final question appearing now. Tsai Ing-wen is a president of a particular region of the world. She's been, Bengaluru again on the buzzer. Yes, which region?
She is the president of Taiwan.
Superb quizzing. Bengaluru are off to a flyer here today. They're on 150. He's got that absolutely right. They seem to have covered 2021 very well in their preparation. They've got 3 out of the 4 right, which is remarkable. The others will have to start pushing the buzzers and taking their chances as we move to the second frontier of Questa in the 2022 edition to go around the world. Here it is. I've got 4 questions for you from around the world, things that happen in this globe or in this planet that we occupy. And 50 will continue to remain the value, 5 seconds the duration of time, as we start with the first one on your screens now. What sport is this that you would find in parts of the world? Coimbatore are giving it a shot, starting with the letter C. Yes, Coimbatore. Coimbatore is C. The sport is C. Yes. Coimbatore with Saraj and Saratraj.
Is it polo?
Polo. Oh, we'll give you a minus 50. Well, he takes a minus 50 on that. I said Coimbatore is a C. The sport is also a C. And the answer is croquet. Some people call it croquet, but the sport is actually croquet. That's C-R-O-C-H-E-T. It could be a good one in a spelling bee as well. But a minus 50 to Coimbatore as we go to the next one on your screens now. YouTube. Whoa, Gerugam Bakam, super quick. Yes, Gerugam Bakam, what do you make of this?
YouTube hit 1 trillion views on Minecraft videos.
YouTube hit 1 trillion. 1 trillion. Well, I still wouldn't know how many zeros come in 1 trillion if you asked me. But well, today's kids know that. And Minecraft reached 1 trillion. Are you a Minecraft fan, Nishant?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's a reluctant yes from him. Well, all kids these days enjoy Minecraft. He gets a 50 for Gerugam Bakam. As we go to the next one, he's got that absolutely right. 1 trillion on YouTube. What a number that is. And the third one on your screens coming up now. From around the world, this was an important invention years ago by a person named Robert Jarvik. Many human beings have benefited from this invention. What is this that you actually see on your screen? It's an invention that many human beings have benefited from. Many humans in the world have this. What is this? Come on, 50. Bengaluru taking a chance at it. Yes, Bengaluru?
We think artificial kidney.
Are these artificial kidneys? Well, they'll take a minus 50 on that. It is a good answer, but a wrong human organ. It's the artificial heart. Well, it's an artificial heart. If you look at it now, you'll say, oh my God, yes, you can actually see that there. He's pointing out saying, look at that. So that's the artificial heart, which was called the Jarvik 7. It was called the first permanent artificial heart in those days. But nonetheless, they lose a 50. They're still smiling. They know, fine, so what if we lost a 50? Moving on to the next question here as they take a minus 50. Gerugam Bakam has got a 50. So if Gerugam Bakam gets one more 50, then we're pretty much going to be on equal scores with Bengaluru. Let's see what happens. Final question in this round around the world. On your screen, what is the score right now? That's a good question. OMR have gone for it. What's the score from this picture? It's a good quiz question.
It is 111 for 1.
Why?
Because it's Nelson.
So what happens when, how are you saying it? I'm just curious. You've got 50.
Because there was a man called Nelson. He doesn't have a leg and a hand. So all the fans in the stadium and the umpire were there. The time was also 11:11.
Oh my God, okay. Well, David Shepard, the umpire who you actually see on your screen, had the habit of actually hopping and skipping and standing on just one foot during either a test match or a one-day international. And when the scoreboard reached 111. So extremely well played. That is sufficient for you to get a 50. But beautifully answered. How quizzing can be so fantastic. Just a picture of someone hopping and skipping. It has a relevance to a scoreboard. That is how the human mind needs to process information. 2 rounds done. Let's take a look at what the scorecard says. It's very interesting. Coimbatore on minus 50, but I'm sure they're going to get past that very quickly. Cuddalore will score. And 2 of them on 50 at this point in time is OMR and Gerugam Bakam. So these 2 are on 50. Leading the quiz but losing a 50, that's not going to bother them too much, is PSBB LLA from Bengaluru. Close contest here as we move to the next frontier of our game. We celebrate a world of people. Here it is. in a quiz like this, and that's really what we've tried to create as a culture across the PSBB group of schools, it's how you process something and think. Quizzing is not recalling anymore. Quizzing is thinking skills. So questions will make you think. As we start with the first one on your screen, scoring remains the same, 50, and your buzzers are active. First one on your screen, identify the lady. Question is correct. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Identify the lady. So you got to process the information. A great champion woman who fought literally for women's rights, child rights, and education. Great lady in the world. Kadalur are giving it a try. Yes, Kadalur.
Malala.
Perfect. He gets that absolutely right. Malala Yousafzai. Well, Nobel laureate, great advocate for education, especially for the girl child. What a story her life has been. A powerful quote from her. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. So true. As we go to the next one, on your screens now. Identify this Gandhian, Bengaluru. A lady who believes in peace, non-violence, yes?
This is Aung San Suu Kyi.
150 is what Bengaluru will reach with that answer. He's confident, he's got that absolutely right. Aung San Suu Kyi will give them a 50 again. As we go to the next one, on your screens now. The world has just 5 of these. One of them is in Hyderabad in India. What is her name? It's a phenomenal piece of sculpting, where you actually think that it's a cloth. It's actually not cloth, but it's so fabulously done that you can actually see through the veil and you can actually see the features of the face. It's something everybody travels to Hyderabad to see. You'll find it at the famous Salar Jung Museum. I'm waiting, giving them time. Tough question. All right, too tough for the young kids out here. And if you visit Hyderabad, this is something I would strongly advise you to go and see. It's called the Veiled Rebecca. It's a masterpiece. You will be shocked and stunned. You'll just stand in front of that statue. It's mesmerizing. Trust me, I've been there. I'm not just talking. I've certainly been there multiple times just to look at Rebecca and say, wow, what kind of great work in art is this? As we go to the next question, on your screens now. I was a captain, born in 1950 in England. I did not have a great schooling. I unfortunately had to drop out at the age of 12. I was employed in Senator Weber. I died in April of 1912. What did I captain to become world famous? Most importantly, I died in April 1912. Bengaluru, from the story, are trying to crack the captain.
He is the captain of the Titanic.
Absolutely brilliant answer there. Oh, the captain of a ship. Captain can make you think sport. Captain can make you sometimes think in different directions. But this time we were looking at a captain of a ship, and a great one at that, Titanic. The key to processing that question was 1912. Well, a brave man who stood his ground and said, I will not go down till I have seen off all the people. What a great captain and a great lesson in leadership that Titanic offers all of us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2 rounds of quizzing still to go, and this battle still seems to be a tight one because 3 of them are on 50, as you can see it on your screen. Bengaluru playing well, they're on 200, and they've given some really high quality answers. I think Aung San Suu Kyi and the captain of the Titanic were outstanding ones. As we move to the next frontier of our battle here today, It's something new that we started in the digital world of quizzing, and it has stayed on. What's the good world? Here it comes. The L in what's the good world is silent, which is why we put that in gray. So it's actually what's the good word if you look at it in that sense. What you're going to get on your screen is a clue, and along with that you're going to get a set of boxes which indicates the number of letters in your answer. So if the answer was the word world, you would have had 5 boxes. The example appearing on your screen, capital of Australia. OMR is going for it, no points. It's an example, but OMR you can try.
Melbourne.
Melbourne is wrong. Luckily, you don't lose any marks because it's just an example. The capital of Australia is actually Canberra. Canberra is the capital of Australia. All right, the next 4 questions are for you to buzz. The answer, Canberra, so you would have got a minus 50 if that was part of the game. Starting with the first one on your screen now. It's a lake that's called the Darya-e-Khazer in Persian. It's a 2-word English answer. Dash, dash. Technically, it's a lake. A lot is written about it and its features, though it does not sound like a lake by its name. It's a 2-word answer, 2 English words. Kadalur are giving it a shot. Yes, Kadalur.
Caspian Sea.
How will it fit? Your letters have to fit. How would Caspian fit in 3 letters? Oh, I think he got the calculation completely wrong. He was thinking along the right lines. Wrong answer, minus 50, unfortunately. Innocent mistake, actually. The answer is simple. Red Sea. 3 letters, Red Sea. Well, he knows he made a mistake with some rush of blood, but that's okay. You were thinking in the right direction, and he came to Caspian Sea, did not just remember that the letters had to fit. Pause, think, then answer. Don't be in a hurry. As we go to the next one, on your screens now. Fill in the blanks with this clue. A flag, OMR again.
It is Bhutan. Bhutan.
OMR this time, after getting the example wrong, are saying Bhutan, and they get it absolutely right. So they move to 100 is OMR. If they get 1 more right, they're going to be in striking distance of Bengaluru. Let's see what happens. As we go to the next one on your screens, count the letters carefully. Here's your clue now. Both feet on the ground. It's an autobiography of a great soccer player. Both feet on the ground. Someone's going for it. OMR. Great soccer player.
Diego Maradona.
Maradona does not fit. Diego would have still fit. Well, minus 50 to you. OMR are playing aggressive. The answer that I was looking for as they get a minus 50 is David Beckham. Well, the moment Diego fit, they went in with a hurry. There is OMR. They're actually trying to catch up with Bangalore. So they're playing the quiz in the right way. You got to be aggressive and you got to take your chances. So the plan is right, but you got to be careful too. Bengaluru are being smart. They're on 200. They've got a good lead. They know they should not take negatives. So maybe they're playing a little carefully. We don't know. As we go to the next one, let's see what happens on this now. A great entertainer. He started his journey with a company called Laugh-O-Gram Corporation. Great entertainer. Oh, Bengaluru are taking a chance.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney, W-A-L-T-D-I-S-N-E-Y. It fits the blocks. He's got it right. Oh, well played, Bengaluru. They move to 250. with a careful buzzer hit where they felt they were quite sure of getting that right. We're going to move into the final frontier of this game, but let me remind you the scores are quite competitive, except that Bengaluru are in a big lead. The second position can be a precarious one. OMR are on 50, though I personally think they've played this game way better than that 50. Kerugambakam have played well as well, but they're stuck on 50. So two of them on 50. The others will really have to score. Kadalur have gained and lost. Coimbatore will have to really play out of their skin. Bengaluru, however, with that 50 on Walt Disney, have consolidated their position in this quiz and are looking really good. As we move to the final frontier of our game here today, it's time to celebrate the knowledge of India. Here it comes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all of us in our schools have been talking about NEP 2020, the new education policy of this nation. And one of the most important features of NEP is the focus on knowledge of India. Appreciation of our culture, appreciation of our nation, appreciation of everything that we do, we stood for and will stand for is part of knowledge of India. So in the junior section, we thought it appropriate to bring in an element of India in the final frontier. So I've got 4 questions lined up for you, everything to do with India, our country. So if you are ready, hands on the buzzer. Well, it's going to be a tough ask for OMR and Kerugambakam to reach Bengaluru unless they get everything right. On to the final frontier of our game here today, knowledge of India. 50 remains the value. The second prize could be very interesting. It's OMR versus Kerugambakam at this point in time. But Kadalur needs just one answer to reach there. So anyone can do that. Coimbatore needs just 2. Bengaluru, I think, are going to play this game very carefully. That's my feeling, unless they just give it a go. You never know. Starting with the first one from the knowledge of India. On your screen, nothing is going to appear. I'm going to be reading out the question, so you can choose when to press the buzzer and stop me from reading a question. 50 the value. Remember, 5 seconds the time after I've completed the question. Starting with question number 1. The Asian Games has a motto which is, play the game in the spirit of the game. This motto of the Asian Games actually came from a speech delivered by a former Prime Minister of India. Which Prime Minister? Bengaluru are going for it.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Is absolutely correct. They consolidate themselves to a 300 here today. Bengaluru are really playing an invincible game. As we go to question number 2. Well, current affairs in a different way, but knowledge of India. Everyone has been enjoying the movie 83, which features the World Cup winning cricket team of India from 1983. Question to you, who was the manager of the 1983 World Cup team? Someone's gone for it. It's OMR which is giving it a shot. Yes, OMR.
P.R. Mansingh.
Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. It's one fantastic movie that everybody must watch as youngsters. It's an inspiring film. Fantastic film, really relives moments which changed Indian sport in many ways, cricket specifically. But a very good answer there, which puts OMR on to 100. So they might be now gunning for the second place if they get one more right. But I think Kerugambakam won't really let it without a fight. That's my feeling, but you never know. 2 questions to go, and here is the penultimate question. Question number 3, hands on the buzzer. The Buxa Tiger Reserve, BUXA, is in which state of India? Rajasthan or West Bengal? OMR have gone for it. If they get it right, I think they're going to finish second. Yes, OMR?
West Bengal.
Is absolutely correct. That I think will take OMR to the second place here. Kerugambakam buzzing very late after OMR did. But OMR first on that buzzer cue and they get the answer right as well. So if Gerugambakam does not take a negative, well, they're going to be in the third position. If Kadalur get the last question right, then we've got a problem for the third place. But Bengaluru on 300 look clearly the team that was best prepared. But OMR played a very good game. If they look at the negatives they took, they would actually, I think, be on 250 or 300. Final question of this game, hands on the buzzer. Bharat Biotech's chairperson, Dr. Krishna Ella, has been respected widely. He was the man who led the team to create which vaccine from India? OMR.
Covaxin.
All the children will be now lining up for their doses of Covaxin. And that is absolutely right. Well played on that one. OMR finishing with 200. Well, OMR is really going to look at this scorecard and tell themselves, should we have been a little careful with the negatives that we took? Here is the scorecard on the junior final of Questa flashing on your screen with 200. OMR have done remarkably well, but will have to settle for the runner-up position. In the third spot, we've got Gerugambakam coming in. They've got a 50 there. The others really played well, but the team that played really well, in control, enjoyed their quiz, had some outstanding answers. PSBB LLA from Bengaluru with 300 are the junior champions at Questa. Time for me, Pig Brain, to hand you back to your presenters here today from the PSBB group of institutions. But from me, Pig Brain, truly appreciate the junior final. I've always liked doing this, and appreciation to the organizers for keeping the Questa movement going. Till we meet back in the senior final, from me, handing you back to your students. Goodbye.